Hello everyone, welcome to the Daily Current Affairs Analysis brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy, 3rd September 2025. Before getting into the discussion, please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't, please do subscribe and also hit the bell icon to receive on-time update. And also share this content with your friends and make the competition more healthy. And before getting into the discussion, we have an important announcement regarding the pre-swarming prelims test series. And the first batch will be starting on 4th September 2025, and the link for the registration is available in the description and also in the website. So do register and crack the prelims in 2026. So coming to the today's topic for the discussion, the first topic is about the Afghanistan earthquake, because we know that on 31st August, the eastern Afghanistan experienced an earthquake with a magnitude of 6. And the next article is about the Asian giant hornet. It is this article is taken from Indian Express, and it is a short introduction about the Asian giant hornet, and we'll be discussing the key features about this largest wasp on the world. And the next article is about the air quality life index, because recently the Energy Policy Institute at the University of Chicago, they updated the air quality life index, and we will be discussing the key findings from this report. And the next article is about the Advanced Biomanufacturing Hub and BioE3 Policy. So recently the Department of Science and Technology and the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, they established nearly 21, under their collaboration, the government established nearly 21 advanced biomanufacturing hubs in the India. And in this background, we will be discussing what are the features of this initiative and what is this BioE3 policy, because under this BioE3 policy only we established the advanced biomanufacturing hubs in India. And finally, we will be discussing the important prelims related topics under the Prelims Focus. So now we will begin our discussion with the first article. Over 800 killed, 2,500 injured, a strong earthquake and multiple aftershocks strike Afghanistan. The article is taken from The Hindu. So on August 31st midnight, the eastern Afghanistan experienced an earthquake with a magnitude of 6, and this earthquake was strong enough to shake all the regions from Kabul in Afghanistan to Islamabad in Pakistan. So coming to the overview about the earthquake in the eastern Afghanistan, so it happened in the midnight of August 31st, and the epicenter of the earthquake is located near the Jalalabad, which is located in the Nangarhar province. And we know that the epicenter, so epicenter is the first place to receive the earthquake. So we know that the point of origin of the earthquake is called the focus, and the epicenter, which is usually located exactly above the focus, will be the first place to receive the tremor. And in this case of Afghanistan, this epicenter is located near the Jalalabad, which is located in the Nangarhar province of the eastern Afghanistan. And coming to the magnitude and depth, so it is the Afghanistan earthquake is a shallow earthquake, because the focus is located at the depth of 8 kilometers from the surface. So we know that based on the depth, we can classify the earthquake into 3. Shallow earthquake, if the focus is located between 0 to 70 kilometers from the surface, and the next is intermediate earthquake, if the focus is located between 70 kilometer to 300 kilometer, and if the focus is located between 300 to 700 kilometer, then that can be classified as deep focus earthquake. And among the 3, the most catastrophic is the shallow earthquake, because of the nearby location of the focus. And in the case of Afghanistan, the impact was more severe because of the aftershock. So after the initial shock with a magnitude of 6, it was followed by 5 major aftershocks. So what is meant by aftershocks? The series of tremor experienced by a region after the initial shock. So here in the case of Afghanistan, the region experienced 5 aftershock, and among the 5, one was very strong with a magnitude of 5.2. And coming to the casualties, the Kunar province was most affected, with nearly 800 plus people lost their life, and 2,500 people got injured. And the Nangarhar province, nearly 12 people lost their life, and 255 people got injured. And according to the report from the United States Geological Survey, over 1.2 million people experienced the strong shake because of the earthquake. So like I mentioned, the earthquake was strong enough to shake the regions from Kabul in Afghanistan to Islamabad in Pakistan. So coming to the reasons, so why the Afghanistan is experiencing the earthquake. So we know that in 2022 Afghanistan experienced an earthquake. In 2023 also Afghanistan experienced an earthquake. So what is the reason? The first reason is the plate tectonic setting. So the location of the Afghanistan. So the Afghanistan is located at the collision zone of the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate. So we know that the Indian plate is moving the northward, and it is colliding with the Eurasian plate, and that is the reason behind the formation of the Himalayas. And you can see that in the Afghanistan, the Hindu Kush region, which is considered as the point of origin of the Himalayas in the from the western part, and this region is highly vulnerable to earthquake. And the next is the next, because of this collision, this region is highly deformed, fractured, and also has multiple fault systems. And the next major reason is the fault systems running in the Afghanistan. So in Afghanistan, there is 2 major fault. First is the Chaman fault, and the next is the Herat fault. So the Charman fault is located in the southwest part of Afghanistan near the Pakistan, and it is a major strike slip fault. So what is meant by strike slip fault? So here in this fault, the rocks will pass each other horizontally. So in this picture, you can see the strike slip fault. So you can ask me what is the difference between the strike slip fault and the transform boundary. If the strike slip fault or if the similar fault is located at the boundary of a plate, then that can be classified as transform boundary. And in the case of the strike slip fault, it can happen at the boundary of a plate and also within the plate. And other examples of the strike slip fault are the San Andreas fault of the California. And at the same time, recently we know that the Western Turkey experienced an earthquake, and the major reason is the disturbance in the North Anatolian fault. And this North Anatolian fault is also an example of strike slip fault. And the next is the Hindu Kush regions. Like I mentioned, this Hindu Kush region is highly active, seismically active because of the subduction of the Indian plate. Therefore, this region is known for deep focus earthquake. And the next is the Herat fault, which is located in the western part of Afghanistan, and it is also a strong source of shallow earthquake. So in this picture, you can see the important faults running through the Afghanistan. First is the Herat fault, and it is located in the western part, and the next is a Charman fault, which is running from the which is located in the southwest part of Afghanistan near the Pakistan. And you can see the Jalalabad, the province which is currently affected by the earthquake, which is located in the Hindu Kush region near the Afghanistan. And this region is highly active because of the subduction of the Indian plate. So this is the physical reasons behind the earthquake events in the Afghanistan. And like I mentioned, in 2022 and in 2023, the Afghanistan experienced the earthquake because of this physical features only. So coming to the major challenges faced by Afghanistan. So what are the major challenges that Afghanistan is currently facing regarding the rescue operation? So we know that currently the rescue operation is going on under the collaboration of UN and the Taliban government. But at the same time, we can see that the foreign aid has reduced in the recent times, and this has weakened the disaster response capacity in Afghanistan. And you can see that in 2021 August, the American troop, they withdrew from Afghanistan, and followed by that the Taliban government came to power in Afghanistan, and many governments were not ready to recognize the Taliban government, and this significantly reduced the aid and the cooperation with the Afghanistan. And the next major issue is the multiple humanitarian crises persisting in Afghanistan because of the war, poverty, and Afghanistan. For example, the Nangarhar province experienced a flood in the recent times. So we can see that these are the major challenges the Afghanistan people is currently facing. So in this topic, we discussed what is the major reason behind the earthquake in Afghanistan, what are the physical reasons behind it, and also we saw an overview about the present Eastern Afghanistan earthquake, and also the challenges regarding the rescue operation in Afghanistan. So with this, we will move to the next article. Meet the largest wasp in the world whose sting can actually kill a human. The article is taken from Indian Express. So imagine that you are going for a walk in the morning, and you just saw this person waiting for you on your path to say a good morning. Don't say a good morning in reply. Just run away from him, because you just met Asian giant Hornet. In other part of the world, he is also known as killer Hornet, because the multiple stings from this person can kill a real human. And scientifically, he is also known as Vespa mandrinia. So in this background, let us discuss more about this article. So coming to the physical features, the queens in the giant Asian Hornet can grow up to 5 centimeter, that is nearly 2 inches long, and the wingspan can grow, that means the wings can grow up to 7.5 centimeter, that is nearly 3 inches. And coming to the color, they have a large yellow head with a dark brown thorax. Thorax is a part which is located between the abdomen and the neck, and the abdomen has yellow and black stripes. And coming to the mandibles of this giant Asian Hornet is strong enough to decapitate the honeybees and penetrate through the woods. So coming to the actual photo, you can see that they have a giant head with a orange color, a black thorax, and a striped yellow, black or brown abdomen. And the wings are really lengthy, which can grow up to 7.5 centimeter, that is nearly 3 inches. And coming to the mandibles, so this part is known as mandibles, and these mandibles are really strong to decapitate the honeybees and penetrate through the woods. And coming to the sting and venom, like I mentioned, in other part of the world, he is also known as killer Hornet, because of the presence of the venom in his sting. And the stinger of this giant Asian Hornet can grow up to 6 millimeter, which is longer than the honeybees, and the venom of this hornet contains neurotoxins and cytolytic peptides, which can damage the tissue and the nerve system of the insects and humans. And coming to the effects on the humans, the bite of this person is really painful for a real human, which can be described as a hot nail driving or penetrating through the skin. And the venom, the presence of the venom in the hornet sting can lead to organ failure, and if the multiple stings are received, sometimes it can even lead to death. And in Japan, every year nearly 50 to 20 to 50 deaths are accounted because of the sting from this giant Asian hornet, and that is why in other part of the world he is also known as killer hornet. So coming to the behavior and ecological role of the Asian giant hornet, so they are known as the predators of the honeybees, because a small group of the Asian giant hornet can destroy an entire beehive in few hours. And you can see that this the Asian giant hornet is mostly found in the far eastern Russia, southeastern part of Asia, and also in the far east Asia. So therefore the honeybees in the Japan, they developed a collective defense mechanism known as bee ball. So they will, that means to protect them from the giant Asian hornet. So they, in this case, the honeybees will vibrate their body to overheat, and later they will collectively cover this hornet, and they will suffocate the hornet to death. So here you can see the bee ball mechanism. So the honeybees will vibrate their body to overheat, and after that they will collectively cover the hornet to suffocate the hornet to death. And coming to the diet of the giant Asian hornet, they are mostly feed on insects, tree sap, and sometimes honey from the honeybee colonies. And the next thing, so coming to the place where they inhabit, mostly in the ground and also in the abundant rodent holes. So coming to the distribution of the giant Asian hornet, so they are mostly found in the East and Southeast Asia, for example countries like Japan, China, Taiwan, and some parts of India. And they are also found in the Far Eastern Russia. And recently that is between 2019 and 20, some population of this giant Asian hornet was found in the American continents, and this raised fear about the invasion of the giant Asian hornet in the American continent. So coming to the threats and concerns associated with the giant Asian hornet, the first is the concern associated with the human health, because like I mentioned, the multiple stings can even lead to death. And the next is a concern in the field of agriculture, because we know that the bees are very important for pollination. So the destruction of the bee colonies can sometimes affect the pollination, and this can lead to food scarcity. And the next is the ecological role. Sometimes it can even can be invasive in nature. For example, recently in 2019 and 20, it was found in the American continents, and this raised a lot of concerns about the invasion of the Asian giant hornet in the American continent, and this can lead to potential destruction or the disruption of the local ecosystem. So in this topic, we discussed the key features about the giant Asian hornet and its the threats, concerns, and its distribution. So with this, we will move to the next article. All of India breathes bad air quality life index 2025 report says. The article is taken from The Hindu. So recently, the Energy Policy Institute at the University of Chicago, using the 2023 air pollution data, updated the annual air quality life index 2025. And this year, the report is really a concern for many nations, including India. And the first major concern addressed by the report is that many nations, the people in many nations are exposed to high level of air pollution. And the next major concern is the increasing presence of the particulate matter and increasing exposure of the people to the particulate matter. So in this background, let us discuss more about this article. So coming to the particulate matter, first we will have a short introduction about the particulate matter. These are tiny solid and liquid particles that are suspended in the air, and based on the size, we can classify them into two, that is particulate matter 10 and particulate matter 2.5. If the diameter of the particulate matter is equal to or less than 10 micromillimeter, then that can be classified as particulate matter 10, and if the diameter is less than or equal to 2.5 micromillimeter, then that can be classified as particulate matter 2.5. So among the two, the particulate matter 2.5 is a serious concern because it has more potential to penetrate deep inside the lungs, and they can even enter into the bloodstream of the humans. And coming to the key findings from the air quality index, that is annual update of 2025, the entire India has exposed to air pollution levels worse than the WHO safe limit. So majority of the population in India are exposed to high level of air pollution, and the next major concern is associated with the exposure to the particulate matter 2.5. See, according to the limit set by the WHO, every year on an average a person should not breathe more than 5 milligram per cubic meter of particulate matter 2.5. But in the case of India, our national standard itself is 40 milligram per cubic meter, and nearly 46% of the Indian population Indian population are living in an area where the presence of particulate matter is beyond the national standard. And coming to the geographic impact in India, so the northern plains, especially the regions of Delhi, Ghaziabad and Kanpur are most affected because nearly 544.4 million people are exposed to high level of particulate matter and air pollution. And even the cleanest parts in India are also not safe to breathe. And coming to the impact on the life expectancy of India, see, according last year there was a report from the British Medical Magazine. So the British Medical Journal, they found that every year the air pollution is directly or indirectly contributing to nearly 1.1 to 1.2 million deaths annually across the world. So this air pollution has significant impact on the life expectancy of the people. And according to the key findings from the report, if India can, India can limit the exposure of the exposure to the particulate matter to the limit set by the WHO, then it can increase the average life expectancy in Delhi by 8.2 years. For example, currently if the life expectancy in Delhi is 60, then if we can limit the exposure of the people to the particulate matter according to the standard set by the WHO, then it can even extend the life expectancy up to 68.2 years. So imagine a person is losing, on an average, a person is losing nearly 8.2 years because of this air pollution. And in the cleanest parts of the country, it can add up to 9.4 months to the life expectancy. So coming to the global context, so the air pollution is not just the problem of India. Across the world, the air pollution is a major concern. And you can see that to update the air quality life index, the University of Chicago, they used the data from the 2023. So all the comparison will be done with the 2023 air pollution data. So according to this data, the South Asia is most affected, especially the India, Pakistan, Nepal and Bangladesh. So this 4 South Asian nations forms the most polluted region of South Asia. And among the 4 countries, the Bangladesh is the worst affected region because the presence of the particulate matter 2.5 is 12 times higher than the standard set by the WHO. And by reducing the particulate matter in the nation, the Bangladesh can achieve, or they can add up to 5 years to their life expectancy. And in the case of China, so since 2014 there is a constant decline of the presence of the particulate matter in China by 40.8%, but in 2023 there is a slight increase by 2.8%. And you can see that China, because of their strong policies, they successfully reduced the presence of the particulate matter in the air since 2014, but in 2023 there was a rise. And coming to the other parts of the world, so like I mentioned, the particulate matter, the pollution across the world got increased by 1.5% comparing with the 2022. And the other regions like Canada and USA are also affected because of the presence of the particulate matter, because we can see that the last 2 years the different parts of the American continents experienced the wildfire. And the next is coming to the South American country, the Bolivia is the most affected, and they are in the top 10 most polluted nations in the world since 2010. And coming to the African scenario, you can see that in the recent times there are many developments in African continents. They have taken a lot of initiatives to reduce or to contain the pollution, but the nations like Congo and Cameroon are very affected because of the air pollution, where the pollution is more deadlier than the other major crises of Africa like malaria, HIV and unsafe drinking water. So you can see that now in the nations like Congo and the Cameroon, the air pollution became more deadlier than malaria, HIV and unsafe drinking water. So in this topic we discussed the air quality life index, what are the key findings, and also we discussed the short facts about the particulate matter 2.5. And with this we will move to the next article. So coming to the next article, government launches advanced biomanufacturing hub to boost bioeconomy innovation. The article is taken from the Hindu. So before getting into the discussion, we have to understand the importance about the biotechnology. So we know that biotechnology, it's a field which combines the technology with the biology, and the best example of the development in the field of biotechnology includes the gene therapy, cloning, development of genetically modified crops and all. So therefore, in the upcoming times, this biotechnology will play a crucial role in providing alternative sustainable solutions, protecting the health of the people, protecting the health of the environment, and also in that development. So considering this broad scope of the biotechnology in the upcoming days, the government of India recently launched the BioE3 policy, which means biology for environment, economy, and employment. So under this biology E3 policy, now the government of India, that is under the collaboration of Department of Biotechnology and the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, they launched a 21 high performance biomanufacturing hubs across the country. So through this, now the government is planning to improve the bioeconomy, innovation, reduce dependence, and also create alternative sustainable solutions for various health, environment, and developmental problems. And coming to the key features of the advanced biomanufacturing hub, so it is a network of advanced biofoundries and a biomanufacturing hub. So it functions as a state-of-art infrastructure plus expertise to scale up lab innovations, and it can participate in the pilot and pre-commercial stages of experiments of the innovations. And the facilities can be shared with startups, MSMEs, and also with the industries and the academics. So it is nothing but through establishing the biomanufacturing hub, we are creating a network of advanced biofoundries and a manufacturing hub. So it will act as a infrastructure. It will provide knowledge, and through this hub we can we can conduct the trial of many pilot and pre-commercial stages of innovations, and the facilities can be shared with the startups, MSMEs, industries, and academics. So we know that recently the Indian Institute of Science, they conducted a program called Bharat. So under this initiative, the institute is planning to bring an exclusive biomarker for the Indian population to for the precision health policy for the Indian population. So for example, in other countries, if you take the certain populations, they will have certain health features or health issues. So similarly, through this Bharat initiative, the Indian Institute of Science is studying the biomarker of exclusively for the Indian population for the tailored health program. So we can share this facilities with such initiatives or institutes to speed up such initiatives. And next is the technological integration. So we know that the following technologies, that is synthetic biology, AI, and in the case of the Bharat initiative, the Institute of Science, the Indian Institute of Science, they used machine learning and artificial intelligence for data processing and for for various other stages of the research. And also omics technology. Omics means it's a holistic study of molecules in a biological entity, and gene therapy, precision biotherapeutics, marine biotechnology, carbon sequestration, and also for the production of smart protein. So all these technologies can be integrated for the upcoming days for better solution and for boosting the economy. And the next is special projects under the this initiative, that includes a facility for cell therapy and a nation's first animal cell repository, and messenger RNA based precision medicine hub, and advanced carbon sequestration systems are also are the key projects under which are going to be launched under the manufacturing hub policy of the government of India. So coming to the BioE3 policy, so under this policy only, now the government established 21 biomanufacturing hubs. So the full form of the policy is biotechnology for environment, employment, and economy and employment. So it is launched by the Department of Biotechnology in 2024, and the objective is to use the biotechnology for environmental sustainability, economic growth, and employment generation. For example, under the environment, the focus will be on generation of clean energy, carbon sequestration, and bioremediation. And the economy, expanding the India's bioeconomy is the major objective. For example, in 2014, the total worth of India's bioeconomy was standing at 10 billion, and by 2022, it increased to $100 billion. So it has that much scope. And coming to the employment, so you can see that it is focusing on youth development and encourage of startups. For example, you can see that currently nearly 4,000 plus bio startups are operational in India, and at the same time you can see that this biomanufacturing hub, these facilities can be also shared with various institutions, academics, and industries, and also with the MSMEs. And coming to the India's bioeconomy, so like I mentioned, in 2014 the total worth was $10 billion, but in 2022 it increased to $100 billion, and now the government is planning to expand the worth of the bioeconomy to $300 billion by 2030. And currently, like I mentioned, nearly 4,000 plus biotech startups are already operational in India, and now the government implemented nearly 21 biomanufacturing hub under the BioE3 policy. So with this, we are coming to the end of this article. So let's move to the prelims focus. So coming to the prelims focus, the first topic is calling attention motion. So we know that in the Indian Parliament we have a lot of devices to regulate the executive to ensure the accountability of the government, and this calling attention motion is one such device that we use to ensure the accountability from the government. So if you trace the origin, it is an Indian innovation. That means we did not adopt it from the Britain, and it is mentioned in the Parliament's rules of procedure. So please note that it is not mentioned in the Constitution of India. So sometimes in UPSC prelims they can ask that the calling attention motion is mentioned explicitly in the Constitution of India. No, it is mentioned in the Parliament's rules of procedure, and it is operating in the Indian parliamentary procedure since 1954. So what is the objective? The objective is calling the attention of a concerned minister to a matter of urgent public importance. For example, if there is a sudden crisis or a sudden development, then the member of the parliament can raise answer to the concerned minister regarding the sudden crisis or the development. So the minister has to answer. So this is how the calling attention motion is working. So simply seeking an accountable statement or answer from the concerned minister regarding a matter of urgent public importance. And coming to the next topic, it is the multi-line free flow tolling system. So recently the National Highway Authority of India signed agreement to implement this multi-line free flow tolling system in the state of Gujarat. So what is this multi-line free flow tolling system? So it is a barrierless tolling system that enables transaction through reading of FASTag and a vehicle registration number by high performance radio frequency identification readers and automatic number plate recognition cameras. So we know that when we travel on the national highway, we have toll plazas. So near the toll plazas, we can see many vehicles will be waiting there. It has a lot of it will consume a lot of time. At the same time, it has a lot of environmental impact also. For example, many people will not turn off their engine when they are waiting for the waiting in the toll plaza. So this will lead to emission of pollutants into atmosphere. So through implementing this multi-line free flow tolling system, we are creating a barrierless tolling system where the vehicles does not have to stop. They can continue driving, but we will collect the toll using the FASTag, this radio frequency identification readers and automatic number plate recognition cameras. So we will discuss how these things works in the upcoming slides. And this initiative is implemented by the National Highway Authority of India. So like I mentioned, the aim is to collect the tolls without stopping the vehicles at toll plazas. So this will reduce the congestion, and at the same time it will save the traveling time, and it will also reduce the emissions into atmosphere. And coming to the National Highway Authority of India, so it is constituted under the National Highway Authority of India Act of 1998 and working under the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, and the objective is maintenance and development of the national highways and other important roadways such as Golden Quadrilateral corridor, north, south and east west corridors. So this National Highway Authority of India is responsible, simply they are responsible for management and the development of the national roadways across the nation. And coming to the radio frequency identification number. So regarding the implementation of the multi-line free flow tolling system, we are using this technology to collect the toll. So how this technology is working? So note that it is radio frequency identification system which uses the radio waves from an object or a person or from an animal to identify it. For example, here, so look that in every car there will be a FASTag, and this FASTag will have a unique identification number. And this, what happens, this radio frequency identification system will identify the unique ID in the FASTag, and later they will transmit this unique ID to the database. So in the database, there will be the database will have every details regarding the vehicle and the vehicle owner. So the automatically the system will collect the toll from the bank account of the vehicle owner. So note that this unique identification number will be linked with the bank account of the vehicle owner. So through the system will automatically collect the toll from the bank account of the vehicle owner. And this system can be also used for preventing the counterfeit drugs and medical devices. So for example, we will use apply the similar principle to track and identify the the real drugs and medical devices. So we know that the counterfeited drugs and medical devices are are a part of smuggling. So through this we can also prevent such crimes. So once again I will repeat, so in every toll plaza there will be this radio frequency identification system, and this radio frequency identification system will track the identification number mentioned in the FASTag of the car, and later this identification number will be transmitted to the database, and in the database will have every details regarding the car and its owner, and this identification number will be linked with the bank account of the vehicle owner. So what happens, the system will automatically detect the toll from the bank account of the vehicle owner. So that is how the system is working. So the vehicle need not to stop in the toll plaza. And the next is the automatic number plate recognition system. So here you can see the picture. So the cameras will identify the optimal characters in the number plate to identify the vehicle. So this application can be used for traffic management, intelligent parking, toll automation, intelligent transportation system in smart cities, and journey time analysis, etc. So it is very similar to the radio frequency identification system only. So here the cameras will identify the optical characters in the number plate to get details about the vehicles. So that is how the system is working. So both this radio frequency identification system and the automatic number plate recognition system are used to implement the multi-lane free flow tolling system, which is going to be implemented in the state of Gujarat. So with the fair analysis, if you like the video, hit the like button, give your feedbacks as comments, and share this content with your friends. And before leaving this channel, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the bell icon to receive on-time update. And also the questions regarding the today's current affair analysis will be uploaded in the channel this evening. Please do give your maximum participation and share this content with your friends. And thank you for listening to us. Thank you for listening to me. Have a nice day.